Hey there. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to wake up each morning with a spring in your step, even at 60, 70, or beyond? Maybe you've noticed that some folks seem to have this incredible glow about them as they age, more energy, sharper minds, and a zest for life that just doesn't quit. Well, I've got something exciting to share with you today. We're going to take a little journey around the world to uncover 10 longevity secrets from the healthiest seniors out there, people who've figured out how to live long, vibrant lives, and who are happy to let us in on their wisdom. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, sure, that sounds great, but I'm not about to move mountains or overhaul my whole life. Don't worry, this isn't about drastic changes or chasing some impossible fountain of youth. These are simple, down-to-earth habits that anyone can weave into their day, no matter where you're starting from. We're talking practical steps that can help you feel stronger, happier, and more connected to the life you love. So, grab a cup of tea, or coffee, if that's your thing, and let's dive into the first few secrets these amazing seniors have up their sleeves. Let's start with something that's close to home for a lot of us: food. In places like Okinawa, Japan, where people routinely live past 100, they've got this beautiful way of eating that's less about strict rules and more about balance. The folks there swear by something called harahachi biyu, which is a fancy way of saying eat until you're 80% full. Picture this: you're sitting down to a meal, maybe a bowl of soup, some veggies, a little fish, and instead of piling your plate high or going back for seconds out of habit, you stop when you feel satisfied, not stuffed. It's not about deprivation, it's about listening to your body. One Okinawan grandma I read about said she's been doing this her whole life, and at 92, she's still tending her garden every day. Imagine that, energy to spare because she's not bogged down by overeating. You could try this tonight. Just pause halfway through dinner, take a breath, and ask yourself, am I good here? It's a small shift, but over time, it can lighten you up in more ways than one. Now, while we're on the topic of food, let's head over to Sardinia, Italy, where the mountains are steep and the people are some of the longest living on Earth. One thing you'll notice about the seniors there is how much they love their greens, especially things like wild herbs and beans. There's this dish they make with fava beans and greens that's simple but packed with goodness. It's not just about the nutrients, though those are a big deal. Think fiber, vitamins, all that stuff that keeps your heart ticking strong. It's also about how these foods come from their own land, often grown in their backyards or picked from the hills. You don't need a farm to borrow this idea, though. Next time you're at the store, grab some spinach or kale, or even a can of beans if that's easier, and toss them into your supper. One Sardinian man, who's 97 and still walks to his neighbor's house daily, said he's eaten beans almost every day since he was a kid. He swears it's why his legs still carry him wherever he wants to go. Maybe there's something to that, something we can all bring into our kitchens. Speaking of moving, let's take a trip to Costa Rica's Nicoya Peninsula, where the air's warm and the people are some of the cheeriest you'll meet. One secret these seniors share isn't about fancy gyms or marathon running, it's about staying active in the most natural way possible. They call it movement with purpose. Think chopping wood, kneading dough, or walking to the market instead of driving. There's this 85-year-old woman named Maria who still sweeps her porch and tends to her chickens every morning. She doesn't think of it as exercise, she just thinks of it as life. And yet, her doctor says her heart's as strong as someone half her age. You don't need chickens to make this work for you. Maybe it's taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or watering your plants by hand instead of letting a sprinkler do it. It's about finding little ways to move that feel good and keep you going. I tried this myself last week, walked to the corner store instead of hopping in the car, and I'll tell you, it felt pretty great to stretch my legs and breathe the fresh air. So, we've got eating with mindfulness from Okinawa, loading up on greens and beans from Sardinia, and moving with purpose from Nicoya. These aren't big, scary changes, they're little tweaks that add up over time. And the best part? They come straight from people who've lived it, who've found a way to make every year count. Now that we've got these first few secrets under our belt, let's head over to another corner of the world and see what else we can learn from these incredible folks. So, we've been chatting about how some of the healthiest seniors around the world keep their spark alive with simple habits like eating mindfully, enjoying their greens, and moving with purpose. It's pretty inspiring to think that these little choices can ripple out into a longer, happier life, isn't it? Well, let's keep the journey going and head over to Ikaria, Greece, where the locals have a knack for living well into their 90s, and often beyond, without even trying too hard. One thing that stands out there is how much they lean on their friends and neighbors. It's not just about having a good time, though their laughter definitely fills the air. It's about connection. They gather for coffee in the mornings, share meals, or just sit on a porch swapping stories. There's this 94-year-old named Stavros who says he's never felt lonely a day in his life because his buddies are always around. Research backs this up, too. Folks who stay connected tend to have lower stress and stronger hearts. You don't need a Greek island to make this happen. Maybe it's calling up an old friend for a chat or inviting someone over for tea. I did this recently, rang up a pal I hadn't talked to in a while, and we ended up laughing for an hour straight. It's like a little boost for the soul, and it's so easy to do. Now, while we're thinking about what lifts us up, let's swing by Loma Linda, California. This isn't some far-off exotic place, it's right here in the U.S., and it's home to a group of seniors who live longer than almost anyone else around. A big part of their secret? Rest. They take it seriously, especially with something called a Sabbath, where they unplug from work and worries for a whole day each week. Picture this: no rushing around, no to-do lists, just time to breathe, maybe read a good book, or sit quietly with your thoughts. One woman, Eleanor, who's 88 and still volunteers at her church, told me she's been doing this since she was young. She says it's like hitting a reset button, her mind feels clearer, and her body thanks her for it. You don't have to call it a Sabbath or even make it a full day. Maybe it's a Sunday afternoon where you turn off your phone and just soak in the quiet. I tried this last weekend, sat in my backyard with a cup of tea, no distractions, and I swear I felt lighter by the end of it. It's amazing how much a little rest can do when you let it in. And since we're talking about feeling good, let's hop over to Hunza Valley in Pakistan, where the air's crisp and the people are some of the most energetic seniors you'll ever meet. One thing they do differently is how they start their day, with a handful of nuts, especially almonds and walnuts. It's not just a snack, it's fuel. These little powerhouses are packed with healthy fats and stuff that keeps your brain sharp and your energy steady. There's this 90-year-old man named Ahmed who climbs the hills every day to check on his apricot trees. He says his morning nuts keep him going strong, no midday slumps for him. You can try this, too. Grab a small handful of almonds next time you're in the kitchen, maybe toss them into your oatmeal or just munch them on their own. I've been doing this for a couple weeks now, and I've noticed I don't crash like I used to after lunch. It's such a simple trick, but it's like giving your body a steady flame to burn all day. These ideas, staying close to friends, carving out time to rest, and starting your day with something as easy as nuts, they're all about keeping things simple and steady. It's not about chasing perfection or turning your life upside down. It's about what these incredible seniors have learned over decades. Small habits can carry you a long way. Now that we've got a taste of what's working in Ikaria, Loma Linda, and Hunza Valley, let's keep exploring and see what other gems we can pick up from the world's healthiest elders. All right, we've been traveling the globe together, picking up these wonderful nuggets of wisdom from some of the healthiest seniors out there, people who've cracked the code on living long, joyful lives. We've talked about eating with care, staying active in natural ways, leaning on friends, resting deeply, and even starting the day with a handful of nuts. It's amazing how these little things add up, isn't it? Now, let's keep the conversation flowing and head to southern France, where the Mediterranean sun shines bright and the seniors have a special way of keeping their spirits high. One habit that jumps out is how much they savor their wine, not guzzling it down, mind you, but sipping it slowly with a meal, usually alongside family or friends. There's this 87-year-old woman named Claire who pours herself a small glass of red wine every evening with dinner. She says it's not just about the taste, it's about slowing down, enjoying the moment, and letting her worries melt away. Science even nods along, saying a bit of red wine can be good for your heart if you keep it light. You don't need to be a wine expert to try this. Maybe next time you're having supper, pour yourself a small glass of wine, or even juice if that's more your speed, and just take your time with it. I did this the other night with a splash of grape juice, and it felt like a tiny celebration all to myself. Now, let's shift gears and head to Kerala, India, where the air smells like spices and the seniors swear by something you might already have in your kitchen: turmeric. This bright yellow root isn't just for curry, it's a powerhouse for keeping inflammation in check and your joints feeling limber. There's this 91-year-old man named Ravi who stirs a pinch of turmeric into warm milk every night before bed. He says it's why he can still bend down to tend his garden without creaking like an old door. He's not wrong. Folks who study this stuff say turmeric's got something called curcumin that works like a natural anti-aging boost. You don't need to whip up anything fancy to give it a go. Toss a dash into your soup, sprinkle it on roasted veggies, or mix it with a little honey and warm water. I tried that last one myself a few days ago, and it was like a cozy hug in a mug. Plus, my knees didn't complain the next morning. And while we're thinking about what keeps us moving, let's take a quick trip to Singapore, where the city buzzes, but the seniors stay calm and steady. One thing they do there is walk, just walk, every day, no matter what. It's not about speed or distance, it's about consistency. There's this 82-year-old named Mei Ling who strolls around her neighborhood park every morning, rain or shine. She says it's her time to think, breathe, and keep her legs strong. She's still climbing stairs without a huff, and she credits those daily walks for it. You don't need a park or perfect weather to make this work. Maybe it's a lap around your block, or even pacing your living room while you listen to music. I started doing short walks after dinner, just 10 minutes, and I've been sleeping better ever since. It's so simple, but it's like your body says, thank you, every step of the way. Now, let's wrap this journey up with one last stop in Bhutan, that little kingdom tucked in the Himalayas where happiness is practically a national goal. The seniors there have this quiet habit of gratitude. They take a moment each day to feel thankful, whether it's for a warm meal, a kind neighbor, or just the sun coming up. There's this 89-year-old woman named Pema who sits by her window every evening, smiling at the mountains and whispering thanks for her family. She says it keeps her heart light, and honestly, you can see it in her eyes. It's not complicated. Try it tonight. Before bed, think of one thing that made you smile today. I did this yesterday, thanked the universe for my dog's goofy grin, and I swear I went to sleep feeling warmer inside. So, there we have it, 10 secrets from the world's healthiest seniors, from savoring a sip of wine to sprinkling turmeric, walking daily, and holding on to gratitude. These aren't big, flashy fixes, they're gentle, everyday choices that stack up over time. You don't have to do them all, just pick one or two that feel right and let them grow on you. Small steps can carry you further than you think, and you deserve to feel good, no matter how many candles are on your cake. I'd love to hear what you think. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these you might try, or maybe something you already do that keeps you going strong. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more ideas to live your best life. Here's to thriving at any age. Cheers to you.